Hey, what's up, YouTube? My name's Brother Adam. Just want to promote a poem that the Lord put on my heart to write. In the Bible, it talks about Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. It says, "We do not partake of the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather we expose them." Check it. Okay, where should we start first? Because this is just the tip of the iceberg. Some laugh it off and scoff like it's just a joke, but that's what they hope to fool you with what they promote. Without a care, they're setting snares that wear and tear, creating an illusion for mass confusion as if it's not there. This goes back to the days of old and uninformed minds they desire to mold, but just because it's shimmering doesn't mean that it's gold. Their tentacles spread across the earth as whistleblowers get murked, and caves of our mountains of our nation is where the occult darkness lurks. Slavery and sacrifices, babies in bondage beyond hurt. Greed, fear, hate, envy, jealousy, and pornography, all pages and chapters of Lucifer's autobiography. Young ladies being fooled on bar stools thinking cruel egos are cool. Corrupted ambition, signatures and blood for more jewels, only to be schooled by the fuel of a treacherous demonic rule. It's surreal how rappers think it's ideal to cuss and fuss, throwing each other under the bus at the same time tempting the youth that so much lust is a must. Affiliated artists creating musical filth, perverting the minds into believing that the idol is wealth. There's probably shame on the faces of the men, women who've set the paces for the human race to live lives of disgrace. Now they've rejected what's right, so something else took its place. Practitioners of the dark wonders, conjuring to tear souls asunder, casting spells over records, and feed them to infatuated fans that think that they need them when their only aim is to bleed them. This goes beyond voodoo dolls with needles. It's evil. There's no difference between Black Sabbath and the Beatles. Watch out for those throwing up the cornuto, the devil's horns with their hands, because this is how they salute him. MK Ultra mind control kids they're abusing. Do your research on what the origins of Halloween is all about, and once you find out, see if you want to partake and take the night out. Scary. They're the definition of malicious in dictionaries. It's hell's incendiary and Satan's their visionary. Captured lives being buried, tortured in bunkers from which they've been carried. They'll go to great lengths just to captivate your mind, feeding you lies masquerading as sublime. They've been doing this for centuries at a time. They're selling it to you, exclaiming that it's hype without a conscious decision of what's wrong and what's right. Black is the night, their constriction is tight. Dumbing down our kids so they won't put up a fight. It ain't hiding, it's in plain sight. Will critical thinkers stand up and shine light, exposing those who are promoting no hope? A downward slope of a joke, of horoscopes, imported, exported weaponry, and more foreign dope? Humanity is their target, they're heartless. Vanity, altered food in our markets, regardless of the consequences. Jesuit defenses, FBI, CIA, secret society so senseless, and what they dabble in is what rises against us. Politics is a facade because all it is pretentious. Eyewitnesses of the brutality, the malady of innocent lives torn savagely. What's perverted from its origin is now an insidious fallacy, promoting false ages aligning stars in our galaxy. Come on, man. Zero start the drama only to swoop in like the heroes. Obama's in the mob and I ain't talking about De Niro. Their origins date back before Caesar got whacked, and this is the last act before it fades to black. Under the attack while the 1% stacks racks. Law enforcement strapped, but some of their badges are sheet masks. Damn, absent of the lamb, selling shams and scams to your fam through pentagrams. New Age spirituality is so romantically overrated because it was the Freemason NWO agenda to have these teachings promulgated. I wouldn't rely on these lies because these guys disguise their lives as if it's right, hypnotized, bound down to the all-seeing eye. They promised you enticed alternatives to heaven, sprouting foolishness like get on my level, when in reality, these frauds straight up worship the devil. Under certain conditions, police officers, doctors, lawyers, and politicians have consulted with magicians and sold their soul for powerful positions, infiltrating our schools, churches, and various areas in order to keep us in captivated spiritual prisons. It's habitual for them to have rituals in forests with guarded perimeters so there'll be a sacrificial dismemberment, drinking the blood of the innocent. Come on, man. TV shows on the silver screen subliminally transmitting so much more than it seems. The wood utilized from a holly tree is the exact same wood utilized for sorcery. Still not convinced? Look at Hollywood. You think that's a coincidence? A worthy reflection is to wonder why they tell us to ask no questions, but to remain in subjection to a global spiritual infection. Without confession, straight to the pit they're destined. Because their main objective is to maintain human repression accompanied by tyrannical totalitarian oppression. So, what's the solution to this pollution? We can chop it up with God and He'll give us some suggestions.